All right. Yeah, I'm gonna read from something that I wrote. And basically, what I'm going through. My father passed more than 2 years ago. I lived 60 miles away, north of his residence. I lived in Pittsburgh for 29 years, basically. 27 steadily, and two in West Virginia in between that, and right back to Pittsburgh. So, uh, in the 29 years that I had lived in Pittsburgh, I didn't drive. I still don't drive. I lived the first 2 years while I was going to school with Thomas Thurby. We went to Fayette. I graduated from Albert Gallatin and got a degree at Fayette County Vo-Tech for graphic design. So I ended up going to Pittsburgh Technical Institute for graphic design and get my associates there. Um, and then I get married in 2001 and live with my wife Clover the whole time until last year. This last year, 2025, 2024 to 2025. Um, I moved in November 2024 and moved to San Francisco because I get evicted basically, or said to be that we had to move. They raised the rent as I was about to. I believe my dad just passed, and things were changing. They raised the rent on me where I was at, and there was a sewer damage. So with all that, I tried to report the sewer damage and get help, and then we were pretty much had to move. So that's really what happens. And that's really what happens. In the course of that, I have not been in Fayette County. I have not been to Fayette in over, like, I haven't lived there since 97. I haven't visited since I was first married my wife. And I worked a job in West Virginia maybe in '09. I lived in Point Marion and in Morgantown. So I don't know. Um, I've been very honest about everything. Um, my dad had an alcohol allergy that leaves you dumbfounded and can't breathe and your brain doesn't function. I have the same allergy. Um, I've been taking care of my wife the whole time while she was a diabetic. We're separated right now for the time being, and I live in San Fran in a building that my aunt used to have, and detrimental trauma happened to me as a small child here. So in that, they had a couple plays in PA, and I didn't know where anything was coming from. It was based off on some weird stuff that I have nothing to do with. So I was like, I was a victim as a child. Now I know they tried to flip the image around and act like, I was doing so when I was the victim originally as the child. So I'm just gonna start telling everybody what it is. I'm gonna tell the truth about the whole story, tell the truth about my dad's death and his house was robbed and burglarized before his death, and my house was burglarized before I get hit with the vehicle. So all kinds of stuff has happened. They changed my voice. I don't know if you can see the mark. I showed you before. I woke up, I showed an officer. He insisted I had a tracheotomy. I woke up with a mark. Basically, they changed my voice. When I went to Los Angeles, okay, my electric bill was the highest it ever was. My home was vandalized. There was stuff messed up in my home, and it was broken into when I went to Los Angeles. So a lot has been going on that I reported and tried to report. I've been trying to deal with Pennsylvania for a minute. I believe my dad inherited money and inherited things before his death, and they just didn't want me to know about anything, so they hit me with a vehicle and changed my voice and been fucking with me ever since. So I was arrested with a CBD warrant when I turned in CBD, but I mean, the whole thing of weird about it was I already had a license, a Fade MD card for medical marijuana and PA. I'm now in California where it's recreational. So I just stay to myself and make art and music, and keep to myself. I buy at a dispensary. But God bless everybody out there. I'm just trying to weed this out between this building and figuring out between the city and both states what was actually going on. I'm Maker Still J1, Still 1, signing off.